right, good evening and welcome to the Thursday, April 28th, 2022 regular meeting of the Walnut Creek Planning Commission. At this time, I'll ask Commission Secretary Andy Smith to please call the roll.
Certainly. Commissioner Needing?
Here.
Commissioner Lezak?
Here.
Commissioner Pickett?
Here.
Commissioner Strongman?
Here.
Commissioner Anderson?
Here.
Vice Chair Ward?
Here.
Chair Reiser?
Here.
All present and accounted for.
Thank you much. Next up on our agenda is the consent calendar, and seeing no consent calendar, we'll move on to public communication. This public communication portion of the meeting is reserved for current comment on items that are not on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the Commission cannot act on items raised during public communications, but may respond briefly to statements made or questions posed, request clarification, or refer the item to staff. Does any member of the public wish to provide public comments on items not on the agenda at this time? And seeing no one in the gallery or anybody online?
We have nobody attending online.
There you go. Very good, so moving on. Next item on the agenda is public hearings. We'll start by asking if any member of the commission has had any ex parte communications related to items on this evening's agenda. Anybody? Seeing none to my right, we will go first up on the public hearings, which is First Citizens Bank Conditional Use Permit Application Y22-022, 100 Pringle Avenue, Suite 100. And bring up Brittany Lenoir.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Brittany Lenoir. I'm an assistant planner here with the Community Development Department of Walnut Creek. Pleasure to meet you all. So the project before you is a application for a conditional use permit for First Citizens Bank to operate at 100 Pringle Avenue, Suite 100, which is on the ground floor. And so the project site, like I said, is on 100 Pringle. It's on Pringle Avenue between Riviera and, North California Boulevard. It's about 0.2 miles from the Walnut Creek BART station. So the site is zoned mixed-use plan development district, which requires a conditional use permit for banks and savings and loan uses in this district. The site is also within the mixed-use Golden Triangle designation of the general plan and the North Downtown specific plan area. So First Citizens Bank would like to establish a bank within a Suite 100, which is about 4,000 square feet, and they would be incorporating a portion of the adjacent Suite 120 to create 4,591 square feet. The hours of operation would be Monday to Friday, so they would not operate on the weekends. And they will be a full-service bank that offers banking, lending, and deposit products. They'll also not have any exterior ATMs, and there will be no exterior modifications proposed with this application. It's for the conditional use permit only. So any required exterior modifications, for example, signage, would be done under a separate permit. And so you can see in that graphic below, that dashed green portion is the portion of Suite 120 that will be incorporated into Suite 100. So, as I mentioned, this would require a conditional use permit, so the Planning Commission is tasked with making the standard conditional use permit findings, but in the mixed-use plan development district, there is an additional finding that Planning Commission must make regarding adequate on-site parking. And so, in terms of parking, the current condition of Suite 100 is an office, and it requires 13 parking spaces. The portion of Suite 120 that will be incorporated into Suite 100 for the bank would require 4 spaces, so that's a total of 17. The bank use, if it were to occupy the 4,591 square feet, that would be 18 required parking spaces. So that's not more than 10% increase. And so per the code, no additional parking beyond the 17 is required for the bank use to operate. In addition, First Citizens Bank is on the ground floor of a commercial complex building, so it will enhance commercial uses in this area, which is a goal of the mixed-use Golden Triangle general plan designation. In addition, the North Downtown Specific Plan talks about emphasizing and creating this as a job center, which a bank will do and aid in that goal. In regards to any negative concerns around safety, there will be no exterior ATMs proposed, and so any concerns around noise or traffic will be eliminated because of that. This will be a in-office bank only. So as such, staff recommends to adopt or move to adopt the proposed resolution to approve a conditional use permit to establish a bank at 100 Pringle Avenue, Suite 100. But before I conclude, I did want to, on the record, state that there needs to be a correction in Attachment 1. That's going to be Finding 1, Section 2. I misstated that this was not part of a specific plan area, but it is a part of the North Downtown Specific Plan area, so that will need to be corrected. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, I am available, and thank you for your time.
Nice work, Brittany. Thank you so much. We'll bring it back to the commission. Any questions from the commissioners? Commissioner Pickett.
Yeah, quick question. I realize that parking is inconsequential, but so it's my understanding the parking ratio for a bank is different than for the commercial office use?
That's correct, yes.
What are they? What is bank and what's commercial?
So office is 3.3 per 1,000 square feet of rentable floor area, and a bank is 1 per 250 square feet of rentable floor area.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Any other commissioners with questions? All right, seeing none, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
We'll bring up the applicant at this point, who has up to 15 minutes for their presentation, should they want to say anything or add anything to it. Come and say hi, how's that? Right.
Best stand right here?
Yes, you bet.
Good evening. My name is Brandon White. I'm the applicant on behalf of First Citizens Bank, who we have here this evening as well. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Brittany. I think the presentation was spot on. We don't really have anything additional to add. We just were here if you had any other questions. So appreciate your consideration this evening.
That was efficient, thank you. So we will once again bring it back to the commissioners. Any questions of the applicant? We have one question of the applicant. Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you. Actually, I have two questions. I'm just kind of curious as to how this particular bank operates. I don't see an area for tellers, but I see a very large area in the center. It's kind of not defined particularly.
Mm-hmm.
What goes on there?
There are two teller stations, correct? Yeah, right.
Okay.
It's a furniture. It has under-counter steel in it, so looks more like a piece of furniture than your traditional kind of built-in bankette. It's meant to be a little bit more multifunctional.
Okay. And the other question was, since you're taking over, looks like about half of 120, what's left is, and it's probably more for the building owner than for you, but what's left seems to be a kind of a difficult place to put much of anything. Do you know if there are any plans for that?
I certainly don't.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
I think
Appreciate it.
we're just kind of taking the space it takes to make the bank operational.
Okay.
We have
Thanks.
to get that on the record.
Actually, I could just restate that I guess it was the building owner. We have to record it. Building owner said that no plans at the moment.
Thank you. You good, Commissioner
I'm
Anderson?
fine.
Very good, thank you. I think we're good. At this point, we will move it to the, any members of the public wish to provide public comments at this time. No attendees in the chamber, and nobody online still?
Nobody's joined us online.
Okay. So seeing no additional speakers, we will we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for any additional questions, deliberation, or a motion. The chair would entertain a motion. Commissioner Lezak.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve the conditional use permit application number Y 22-022 for the First Citizens Bank, 100 Pringle Avenue, Suite 100, based on the, including the modification as suggested by Brittany.
And at this point, could we have the city attorney read in the modification?
Sure, thanks, Chair Reiser. That modification would be proposed to delete the last sentence of the second paragraph in finding number 1 and replace it with the language that reads, the site is located in the North Downtown Specific Plan area. The Planning Commission finds that the use as conditioned is consistent with the general plan, the North Downtown Specific Plan, and the underlying zoning.
So moved as amended.
Yes, thank you. So moved.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Can we call the roll?
Yes, Commissioner Needing,
Yes.
Commissioner Lezak,
Yes.
Commissioner Pickett,
Yes.
Commissioner Strongman,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ward,
Yes.
Chair Reiser.
Yes.
And the motion passes unanimously.
Excellent. We're moving right along here. Look at this. Next up is commission considerations. Are there any items for consideration this evening? If not, I'm going to suggest one that if we could maybe place on the agenda for next time around a discussion amongst these commissioners about potentially changing the start time of this meeting.
Oh, certainly be happy to. I assume there's consensus among the commissioners to at least have a conversation about that. Okay.
All in? Very good. Any other commission considerations? All right, commission member and staff reports or announcements. Any staff reports or announcements or commissioner announcements? Wow, we're on a roll.
I will just say that we'll be making up for such a short meeting today, but by what I expect to be a longer meeting 2
Next
weeks
time
from
around.
now, so
Is
you've
that
been
right?
warned.
Very good. Okay, with that, I'd like to thank the commission, the staff, the members that came in, the applicants, and anybody watching online. Thank you so much. With that, we'll adjourn the meeting at 7:11. Look at that. Wow. My goodness.
I think that's